Well, as the news spread on the island of Grand Bahama, scores of residents gathered at the Rand Memorial Hospital where his death was confirmed. Shane Stubbs joins us live now with that report. Shane.
Yes, Rumiko, residents gathered at the Rand Memorial Hospital after receiving the news that the Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honourable Obie Wilchcombe, was found unresponsive. Sometime after confirmation of his passing, we spoke with residents to get their initial reactions about the news, which has left the country reeling. It's an emotional day here on Grand Bahama and around the country as news of the late Honourable Obie Wilchcombe comes as a shock to many. In one of his final acts here on earth, the late minister spoke at the Progressive Liberal Party's Women's Branch monthly gathering. Moved by his final charge to the women, it was surely difficult for attorney Carla Scott Clare upon receiving the news.
He admonished all of us to be our brother's keeper. I gathered from this presentation that it was divinely orchestrated by God. There is no question about it. We mourn with the entire Bahamas today, and especially the family members, our dear chairlady, Judith Wilchcombe. We were all so grateful for the presentation presented by our minister.
Remembering the late cabinet minister as a pleasant presence to be around was attorney Paco Deal. As he recalls, he had just met with Wilchcombe on Sunday and remembers seeing the former cabinet minister in a vibrant state, knowing what he meant to the West Grand Bahama community and his place in public life. He says he certainly left a legacy.
From the small to the old, we call him Obie, and he was always a pleasant individual. I must say that Mr. Wilchcombe is a legend in his own way, and he would have left a great legacy behind, and it was always Obie, West End, Obie's. But again, we hurt, we feel it. From the young to the old, we feel he's going to be greatly, greatly, greatly missed.
And a collection of other residents spoke to the characteristics that laid the foundation for his legacy.
We lost a very, very special person who really loved the people of the Bahamas, and he was very genuine in the things that he wanted to do.
He was a fair man, and he always spoke about love. One love, that was Obie, one love. And so we will miss him greatly in West Grand Bahama.
Obie was a fellow that you just couldn't hate him. You may say whatever you want to say, but you just couldn't hate Obie because Obie was so smooth in his deliverance.
We just don't just mourn an individual. We're mourning a pioneer, a warrior, a person that reminds you so much of Sir Lyndon Pindling.
One of the stuff I admire about him is when he talk from the heart. He never use a paper, to talk. So this is a great loss for Grand Bahama. Really saddened to hear the news.
Obie, blessed be you in the kingdom of heaven. I loved you, and I treasured you for many things that you've done for so many people, especially West End, Grand Bahama.
Now, Rumiko, arriving on island earlier was the Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, and many other cabinet ministers who visited the hospital upon arrival. And as you can imagine, it was an emotional time for the heads of government. And certainly, it's a difficult time in the country. Live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs. Back to you in studio, Rumiko.